Bite-sized conversations.
What's good, one community? Welcome to Byte-sized Conversations, which is One Commerce's very own podcast. May podcast na kami. So we hope that you guys will smash that follow button on Spotify because we're here to serve you bite-sized dialogue on how technology can help improve our everyday lives. So firstly, let me introduce myself and my co-host. My name is Chuck and with me is Kathleen Francisco. Kathleen, what's good?
Hello, hello. Everything is good right now, Chuck. Hi again, Kathleen here. Oh, and oh my gosh, it's our first episode ever. I am so excited. Chuck and I are here to give you some entertainment or some sort of tech enlightenment while you're out on a grocery drive or maybe even a coffee break in between your calls. And I do have to say, Chuck, that I am so excited with this. And aside from us both having similar backgrounds, being media practitioners, one thing that also drives our work now is technology. And since then, I have been obsessing over all things technology.
Yes, definitely here myself as well. No, we've all had to learn tech because you mentioned that we're both in media and with the lockdown, with everything happening outside of the
Mm-hmm.
world right now, we've really had to adjust and pivot while we've been spending a lot of time at home. So learning about tech and definitely learning how it can help our lives is something that is perfect and something for us to really talk about, for this episode. So I'm really, really excited.
Yeah. And although I really do have to admit, I am so far from being a whiz about all of this, but I do want to know more. And sometimes I think to myself, the silver lining of this lockdown is that at the very least, we're experiencing this with all of these conference apps, the internet, streaming. I don't know what I'll do without streaming. And all of
For
this
sure,
at the
for
brink of
sure.
the fourth, diba? And all of this apparently is happening at the fourth industrial revolution, as what they would call. So I think it's definitely the time to know more about how technology makes the world work like clockwork.
100%. We've all had to pivot now, and technology is really a part of our lives. And you perfectly encapsulated what bite-sized conversations is going to be about. You nailed it, Kath.
Thank you. So, Chuck, before we begin, what have you been busy with nowadays?
Oh man, a lot. My kids are doing homeschool. Myself, since I work in sports media, while there hasn't been basketball yet, I've had to learn how to do games remotely and on Zoom and online. So
Oh
I
my.
found different kinds of ways to weave in technology into my day job, my side hustles, everything. Kailangan na talaga natin ng tech na ginagawa natin. Kath, I know that you can relate to this. How have you been also been able to embrace tech over this past year?
Well, yeah, pretty much the same. So since I'm getting back to work, the theater industry, or actually the live events industry as a whole, has been shifting to online platforms, as you've mentioned, and we're just really trying to create more ways to revive all our shows, all these events. And aside from that, there's also that major shift in education, and not only the normal education, but how we do our workshops, our theater classes with kids and teens. And it's a challenge, but we're learning a lot. And I know you're very familiar with this, being a dad yourself. But really, boy, was it so hard to get into the rhythm of all of these things again.
I thought you were gonna say familiar ako dahil frustrated theater actor din ako. That's true. But that's for a, that's for a different podcast. That's for a different episode altogether. So let's try to forget for a while about all of these transitions. All of
Okay,
these
okay,
different
okay.
challenges, yung mga work related stuff. Kasi yeah, I've heard this. I've
Mm.
seen your posts on social media, and I've also seen a lot of other posts. You have been geeking out about this brand new K drama. Can you tell us what are you watching right now?
Oh my gosh, Chuck. Okay, yes. Obsessing probably is an understatement, but I have been obsessing with understatement na yan, with this show called Startup. And gosh, where do I even begin? Okay, so without giving much away to our one community, because this is a spoiler-free, safe space for now.
For now.
Yeah, for now. TV.
We'll try to keep it spoiler free for sure.
Yeah, we'll try. TVN and Netflix startup talks about chasing one's dream and making it into a reality, o, diba? So there's this actress named Bae Suzy who plays the leading lady So Dalmi, who is a savvy entrepreneurial go-getter. And there's Nam Joo Hyuk who plays her love interest, a tech whiz naman, and his name is Nam Do-san. And of course, there's this infamous love triangle with a certain good boy. And ay nako, that's all I'm saying, Chuck. That's all talaga because I might just get into fangirl mode.
Okay, akala ko iba-breakdown mo lang lahat ng mga storylines.
Konti na lang.
Okay, so yeah, okay, since this is a tech podcast, and the title is Startup, I understand that there were also a lot of different types of technology that were literally weaved into the plot and storyline.
Yes, exactly. And that's why I love the show even more. And I think all of us, and I can totally relate to this. So why don't we break it down for our dear listeners? What do you think?
Let's do exactly that. So at this point in our podcast, we're going to introduce a segment called the Tech IRL, where we're going to break down technology that we've seen in shows and movies and discuss if this can happen IRL or in real life. So, okay, minor spoilers. Hindi pa naman na-spoil ni Kath, so I won't also spoil anything yet. But there are parts in the storyline where NJ Company, which is one of the stars of the show, they were attacked by ransomware. They faced those problems. So, in order to learn more about ransomware, to find out if this can actually happen to companies in real life, kinausap ko yung Nam Do-san ng buhay ko, who is One Commerce's sales engineer na si Myung Clarin. So, I talked to him to try to learn more about ransomware attacks and if this can actually happen. So please give this a listen. Okay, Sir Myung, yung ransomware attack na that you talked about, can this actually happen in real life to companies?
Yes, Sir Chuck. So it can really happen in real life. So they usually also ask for money in the form of cryptocurrency like bitcoins.
So literal, kaya pala sa tawag na ransomware kasi they will hold information until magbayad ka talaga. So yung nakita nga natin sa startup, is that really something that happens to companies sa totoong buhay?
Yes, Sir Chuck. So attack like this are not out of the ordinary, but like everything else. So there are advancement also. So cyber criminals have aimed for sectors like medicines and healthcare. So Info Security magazine reported that there was an increase in 45% in attacks just last year, and these healthcare organizations would have an average of around 600 plus attacks weekly. So weekly answer.
Grabe, no? Isipin mo, healthcare organizations na nga, tumutulong lang sila in a pandemic and they are still getting attacked. And karugtong nga din niya is that I also read right after Christmas Day from Forbes.com that yung Whirlpool, which is one of the biggest appliance companies, na pati sila na ransomware attack. So crazy that even the biggest companies can also be challenged by ransomware attacks. And siguro, Sir Myung, yung question ko, bakit pag ginagawa ng mga tao yan? Nag-trip lang ba sila or meron din silang ibang hinahanap sa mga ibang company?
There are two main priorities for this type of hackers. So the first one is fraud and data breach. So the first is data breach. So there are some sort of online trades for this sensitive data and can be sold on a specific website for money. So some do it for fame also, so or some of it use it for themselves for AI-driven analytics.
So, wow, there are so many reasons and so many attacks happening every day. So, the usual safety measures, no, that we do, alam natin yung mga antivirus and all of these things, hindi naman sila effective ngayon if you're a big company.
Like what I said, so ransomware attacks have been happening for such a long time now. So there are a lot of solutions that can mitigate this. So one of it is the antivirus, but I'm sure you guys are also aware with firewalls. So endpoint security and perimeter security. So this type of security option is found on as respective layers of cybersecurity. So as advised by different solution providers, uh, the security comes in multiple layers of protection to have your company or network secured on all possible breaches and angles of attacks. So as these cyber criminals get smarter, enterprises should also step up the security. For instance, with everyone remotely working from home nowadays, there are solutions that can mitigate these kinds of attacks, such as Votiro's solution.
Butiro. Parang
Yes, sir.
matunog yan sa akin. Ah. Sige, kwento mo nga sa akin, Sir Myong, ano ba yung Butiro na yan?
Yes, sir, Chuck. So, Votiro is a cybersecurity solution which aims to neutralize internal emails attachments and files before entering one's emails or yung emails natin, for example, for you, yung email na mapupunta sa'yo. Attacks happens in those unseeming attachments. So, our Votiro as a solution break downs those files, cleanse it, and puts it back together to be used normally. So, dinidisarm niya to and binabalik niya after niya matanggal yung mga malicious threats sa loob ng attachment.
Grabe. So, literal, wala akong ginagawa. Butiro is working behind the scenes to protect all of our files, to make sure nga na, even us na mga work from home will not be affected by those ransomware attacks. Sir Myong,
sir.
maraming salamat. Huwag mo ko iwan sa buhay ko. Kailangan kasama kita parati para hindi tayo ma-affect ng ransomware. Thank you so much for spending time with
Definitely,
us
sir.
here on our podcast. Okay. Kath, Botiro is crazy. That is like next level powers happening time.
It
Crazy.
truly is. It's so interesting. You know, Chuck, I honestly thought that these kinds of things are just made up for dramatic effect. Sorry na ha. Kala ko drama lang talaga siya. It happens pala.
Yeah, like akala ko kasi like these things happen to like big companies, but I guess even like regular people like you and me, if we let our guard down, then we can even get hit by ransomware. So if there's one thing I've learned by talking with Sir Myong is that cybersecurity should be of utmost importance, especially because I can speak for myself. We're online a lot. We're consuming a lot of content on the internet.
Yes, that is so true. Okay, so ayun, there's ransomware, but there's also another technology that I am dying to find out how it works. It's an intelligent self-driving car. Chuck! A self-driving car. For the one community members who watched the show, we all know that this self-driving car is a pivotal part of the climax of the show, but really, I can't get it. A self-driving car. So is this a possibility powered by technology of 5G or IoT or the Internet of Things? But really, how tangible is this kind of technology? So to find out, I had a quick chat with one Commerce's IoT influencer, Jerome, on his take. So let's listen to this. Jerome.
Hi,
Okay.
Kath.
Hi, I have a question. So in Startup, Chongmyong, the fictional startup in the show, featured this self-driving car. And just this month, GMA News Online reported that there's this real-life Korean startup by the name Pet Pulse Lab, and apparently they developed a smart dog collar that can detect the emotions of a dog and translate the meaning of its barks. I was just blown away because as a dog mom myself, this is just amazing. I'll be able to know what my dog is saying.
This is exactly why there really isn't a dull moment in technology, Kath.
Yeah, I know. So can you help me break it down, Jerome? Is there really a self-driving car readily available? And if so, where can I buy one?
Well, there's R&Ds happening all over and with the tech giants. So Apple has claimed that their innovation will be ready by 2024. And Google's parent company, Alphabet Inc., is planning to launch robo-taxi service similar to that of Uber and Grab. But I can't say that we're already there. Of course, you have to consider funding, government support, and all of these things, especially now na we are still in a pandemic.
Yes, that is so true. So would you say that this is still a thing of the future or the future is now?
Well, definitely it will come sooner as we think. Bloomberg News reported that the tech giant Huawei Technologies is testing their own solution of smart roads that can communicate to driverless cars. But they may not be self driving yet, but there are already cars that are smartly connected. So we call them connected car solutions. And as you've mentioned before, they are powered by the IoT technology. And to give you a sneak peek, or should I say a sound peek, the exciting bits of connected cars, they already have cool perks like AI enabled, voice activated, and smart personal assistants for your vehicle. They have in vehicle cameras, imagine that, trackers for vehicle location, movement, and even security. And of course, let's not forget, these vehicles need health checks too, so you can monitor the health status of the vehicle. Imagine that.
That's really amazing. Although, here's a big question that I've had when I heard about this. What about the safety of the passengers naman?
Well, if you're in the transportation industry, Kat, there are also safe and smart benefits for these connected car solutions for you. So your passengers' safety can be improved through vehicle tracking, driving analysis, okay, of the vehicle idling, and of course, unauthorized uses of the car. And without a doubt, these are truly great innovations that I myself am interested in. But I'd like to focus on IoT solutions that are here and are readily available now.
Oh, meron na. Okay, so such as?
Well, smart agriculture for one. So let's not forget the Philippines is bountiful in natural resources. And perhaps it's really about time to apply modern agriculture technology in our country to lessen the burden of our Filipino farmers and inevitably reduce hazards such as pests and calamities. And sometimes crops are even put into waste due to just oversupply.
I know. Sometimes nga I feel so bad for the farmers that they have to work so hard and yet they don't get to sell enough of their produce. But can you tell me more about this? How does IoT help our farmers?
So we can increase the resource efficiency of farmers by reducing the amount of water and fertilizers they use. So basically, these sensors can tell if there's too much water in the soil or too much fertilizers in the soil because the technology helps you analyze how much you really need at a particular moment. And aside from that, we can also anticipate unexpected weather conditions through sensors, through proactive warnings with virtual weather stations and a farm view app. We then propagate sustainable agriculture by reducing operational costs. But most significantly, we can enrich the ecosystem through digitalization and help the future generations.
That is so interesting. So, okay, so here's how I see it. Technology can improve the livelihood of our farmers and also improve the economy. That's if and only if we embrace new ways on cultivating our land.
Exactly. So that's another important point I'd like to make is that IoT is available for two main purposes. And the first thing, as I mentioned earlier, it's cost savings and, of course, convenience for everyone.
Okay, so IoT then can also be geared towards business owners too, right?
Definitely. So, of course, with our fast paced lifestyle, the roads witness how businesses take flight by using IoT in fleet management. Okay, managing a fleet of their cars, you can monitor the real time traffic, trip history, and mileage data of business vehicles through a wide tracking platform. And did you know that alarms are your friendly IoT signal that can function to detect SOS if your vehicle is being towed? If you're about to crash, if the temperature is so high, if you're overspeeding, if you have remote cut off of fuel, low power of car's battery, and more and more and more. So just imagine, Kath, how they are designed to communicate that the vehicle might be in potential hazard in real time.
So, not just businesses, I assume as well, Jerome.
Yes, you're right again, Kath. So at home, of course, everyone's familiar with Alexa and Google Home.
Yes,
But
yes.
did you know that it can also be used, IoT can also be used for daily household utilities?
Wait, I think I like this. So, how so? Can you tell me more?
Well, here's the thing. It's almost a year since the lockdown when we were confronted by questions like, how much water or electricity am I really consuming per month in my house or in
Yes,
my
yes.
business? So fortunately, okay, get ready for this. Technology has an answer to these questions. And this would be smart meter readers. I'll say it again, smart meter readers, and they can remotely acquire highly accurate data and recognize the dial image and reading. Okay? So
What?
they can also, yes, and they can also provide water consumption comparison over the same period. So imagine kung alam mo how much you're consuming, then you can readily tell everyone, hey guys, it's time to save water or even electricity. And of course, this smart meters can provide statistics and query of region-based and period-based operations by an organization. So it's also a benefit for utility companies as well. The processes become more and more automated. But wait,
Amazing.
yes, but wait, there's more. There's another solution. Kat. Alam mo,
Okay,
ang
okay, okay.
dami
Keep it
kang
coming. Keep
salita,
it
but
coming.
there's another solution, and these are street lights. Commonly, we wouldn't think that street lights can be smart, but street lights can be smart through IoT. And now that people are slowly getting out of their houses again, like what Coldplay sings, lights will guide you home. So we can already utilize, a smart streetlight control system or SCCS. Now, these lights won't just guide you home as Coldplay would sing, but they can also help us in the long term with its features of remote control, task scheduling, energy report, event alarm, asset management. And with its intelligent abilities, it can reduce power consumption and cost by 25%. So imagine smart lights, a row of smart lights in a thoroughfare, and you would exactly know kung saan napupundi. You'd exactly know saan dapat palitan ng bulb. That's how smart it is.
Grabe, ang galing. So it really truly is cost-saving and convenient talaga.
Correct.
Incredible. And there is always something new to learn every day, no? Especially the fact na ang galing mo pala kumanta. Gawin na nating singer si Jerome.
Wow. Kat, at the end of the day, technology should be considered as a tool really to make life more convenient. And, it's something we should utilize to give more accuracy in our work and to make our jobs even more better. So it's really supposed to preserve not just our cost, but even our natural resources.
Yes, and I agree 100%, Jerome. Again, thank you so much for, giving me all of this information because I really did learn a lot from you today. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Chuck, I really couldn't agree more with what Jerome said. His last point that there was the same sentiment actually expressed in the show Startup. This is why technology is all around, because there are actually people who want to change the world for the better and for it to become a better place to live in. And I think it was NJ, Sodalmi's sister, who said that, or at the very least said something close to it.
Alam mo, Kath, nag-level up na yung pag-stand mo. To startup for sure. Na-feel ko yung fandom mo when you were talking to Jerome and learning about nga, totoo nga yung tech that is in startup.
Yeah, of course. And I really had to watch the episode again talaga just to make sure.
I'm sure that was not a problem going back to those episodes.
Definitely
again.
wasn't.
Kath, I had such a great time. I had such a great time talking with you and also learning about the different tech. And I learned a lot. This is only the first. This is only the beginning of Byte-sized Conversations. And what an exciting way to start this project and this podcast.
Yes, me too, Chuck. I really did learn a lot of things here, and I really can't wait to learn more with you here and in Byte-sized Conversations.
Okay, so to wrap up, we have to go to the question that is on everyone's mind that has divided the culture. Okay,
Okay.
I
What's
need to know
this?
the answer to this. Kath, Team Dosan or Team Good Boy? I need to know.
Oh my goodness, Chuck. Team Good Boy for life. Sorry to the Dawson fans there, but I'm a Team Good Boy.
Okay, so sa mga fans ni Kath, pakinote, mahilig si Kath sa mga good boys. Okay?
Wow.
For future reference. And for future reference, we want to thank all of you for joining us and tuning into the first episode of Byte-sized Conversations. And if you want to know more about how to be one with technology, all you need to do is follow us on Spotify. Just press that follow button right now after listening. And you can also just search for us on Byte-sized Conversations. So we hope you guys will tell a friend if you have any friends or family that are deep into tech. Please join us and ask them also to click on that follow button.
Yes, go click, 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 and tune into our next episode where we go back to One Commerce's roots in telecommunications and explore the new advances in that field. So this has been your tech enthusiasts, Kath and Chuck for One Commerce.
See you guys on the next one.
See you.